Hey, thanks for taking me to this nice restaurant. I've never been to a place like this before. I can't believe they just keep bringing you more breadsticks. I wonder where they're coming from.
Sure thing, Dagon. I've been meaning to spend some time alone with you outside the small cramped apartment.
I'm worried about some of the waiters. They seem freaked out by me. But with me being a hideous fish monster and all...
I think you're used to being around Mormons. They just accept you. Again, others don't always. Anyways, you're not hideous. Actually, quite the opposite.
Oh, so you know none of these people are Mormons? How's that?
I looked into it. Just wanted a minute away from churchgoers. Anyway, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about.
What is it? Is it the cost of Little Debbie's? I can get a job if you want.
Oh, no, it's fine. Actually, I like having you around the house and helping the temple. It's actually, well, I like you. A lot. I want you to make a premarital love injection into my virgin bum with your fish stick when Mormon Jesus isn't watching.
What?
I love you, Dagon. You're the best Mormon since Joseph Smith, and I'd be honored if you wanted to poop-hole loophole with me with your deployable aquatic dong.
Oh, I don't have a penis.
You don't?
Why would I have a penis?
Oh, well, I just thought... Well, see, human men have penises, and...
Oh, I know that, but I'm a female.
I didn't know that. I just assumed you were a man.
Odd thing to assume, but okay. My people don't care about gender.
Well, I emotionally prepared myself to confess that I'm a fish fetishist. I didn't prepare to be a lesbian, too.
What's a lesbian?
It's a woman who engages with other women.
Whoa! People do that?
Yes, it's rather common nowadays.
Huh. Cool. That's neat. Do you want to try it?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Okay. Nice. How does that work?
I honestly don't know, but I'm just now realizing you don't need to do missionary work door to door. Only Mormon men do that.
Could I keep doing it? I kind of like meeting new people and talking to them about this book that you like.
Sure, Dagon. Of course you can.
Welcome to the Fear Fiction Podcast. Fearfic is the term for short horror fiction, mostly posted on the web. It includes any and all related subgenres. Join three assholes talking basement goo slime beast, inebriated interstellar traveler Abysme, and irritable ghostly man horde Dead Pallet as they read all stories horror and internet related, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while they do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies to subtle postmodern narratives about real-life events and everything in between, they read it and critique. You better believe it. Kick it to the cold open, white boy.
No Story. No Story is great. We've been having a lot of fun with it. If you don't know, it's our subreddit where you can post clickbait, no-sleep titles without the story, and we've been having a lot of fun with it.
We can't keep talking about No Story every episode in plugs and sketches and...
It's absolutely funny to me. It's so funny, but there is something that I can't post to No Story because of Reddit's rules. Mm-hmm. And so I just want to put out one that I have.
Keemstar's address. Yeah.
Keemstar's address. No, you've got to upvote this post to keep the demons away.
Oh, it's genius.
You can't post a thread asking for upvotes, really?
I think that's a rule on Reddit. I don't know. Reddit's like a weird communist, atheist utopia.
Reddit makes zero sense to me.
Reddit is just full of bullshit. Reddit used to be cool. It used to have lots of porn and fat shaming. Now it's not cool anymore. Now they've gotten rid of so much that made Reddit great in the past.
Oh no, it's still got lots of porn.
That's true. But there was more porn, you say. There was revenge porn. There was I'm trying to think of all the terrible things what are some of the things they banned? There was r/the Donald. It's all gone.
I know that there used to be a subreddit with a very provocative name that up out of nowhere just got deleted, and they had to replace that Reddit with one called Hydro Homies.
Yeah,
Maybe know what the
I wonder what Homies was. Yeah, I don't know.
And before it was under a different name, but it got deleted, and everyone was pretty upset about that. Instead of just asking them, "Hey, could we rename this? This goes against our terms of service or whatever." Delete.
Well, how else are you gonna get your jollies as a fucking staff member? You gotta use your big red button once in a while to spank somebody.
How honest question. How has Reddit survived where Tumblr had to, self-mutilate, but Reddit has all the same shit on it to some degree?
Yahoo.
Is Yahoo by Tumblr?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was Yahoo.
Yahoo got bought by someone else, didn't they?
It was Modest Yahoo.
Probably China.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but...
Well, the king without his crown. No one knows who Modest Yahoo is.
True.
Yeah,
true.
well, not anymore.
All of the
Flash in a
13-year-olds.
pan, that one.
He's the lead singer of Modest Mouse. Okay, go ahead.
Yahoo got bought by Verizon.
Foof.
And Modest Yahoo got bought by Israel.
God damn it. You think he was just some guy, his name was Steve Johansson, and they walked up to him one day and they said, "Hey, maybe you'd like to be Jewish," and he was like, "Maybe a little."
Maybe a little, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
he was a black reggae singer.
God damn it.
They just
Put on this hat.
No matzah, no cry.
If you don't know who Modest Yahoo is, this is very confusing, and then people will try and Google it and not be able to find it because it's hard to spell.
Oh, well. He's the CEO of Yahoo.
The last time I heard about Modest Yahoo was he was a feature on a Crystal Method song, in 2011.
Oof.
It's been a decade since I've heard that name.
Modest Yahoo. I haven't heard that name in years. Abysme, are you Modest Yahoo all this time and you didn't tell us?
I can't rap, so no.
But neither can Modest Yahoo.
I saw Modest Yahoo in concert with Crystal Method in Sum 41 with Blink-182. It was pretty crunchy.
And then everyone who's listening to this podcast, which is probably nothing but 7-year-olds, are just like, what are any of these things?
I always wonder what the demographic, age range of our demographic is. There's the people that we know that listen and they contribute and they're cool and they're all pretty much peers, if not a bit younger. And then there's the hundreds of others. Are they a bunch of 12-year-olds?
Yes.
I don't know.
I was at this concert. Nirvana opened for the Wiggles. It was awesome. They brought out Elton John. It's like, what the fuck?
Kurt
Maybe it was
Cobain
a dream I had. I don't know.
Kurt Cobain would open for the Wiggles just as a fuck you.
The Insane Clown Posse came out halfway through the show, then they got ushered out because they weren't supposed to be there.
That was just a mistake on their part. They thought legitimately they were supposed to be there.
Miley Cyrus was crowd surfing, but back then she was fucking... What was her name? What was her
Hannah
original
Montana.
name?
Hannah Montana.
No. Her original name was Moonstone something. I don't know.
What?
She changed her name to Miley Cyrus. You didn't know that?
Hold on.
She had some original name. It was DuckTales von Klempt. I
You're
don't know.
making this shit up.
Look, okay. Google Miley Cyrus.
Hemsworth?
Say what?
Miley Hemsworth?
No, that's not. What the
That's her original name.
Oh my god. All right. Miley Cyrus.
She picked up her father's guitar
name.
and was like, I am worthy.
Okay, it's not as bad as Slimebeast was making it out to be, but her born given name was Destiny Hope Cyrus.
Oh, that's pretty bad. That's
fucking Moonstone. Come on.
I did go to junior high with a Rainbow Storm because her dad, who was one of the gym teachers' last name was Storm, and her first name was Rainbow, so it was Rainbow Storm, which is just a little bit of a clash there.
We gotta get into the schools. We gotta get Jesus back in the schools. Get the Bible taught. The schools are just turning into one big rainbow storm. It's not right.
Well, you see, Destiny, that's fine. Hope, that's fine. Destiny Hope, that's pretty cringe, bro.
Destiny Hope is 2 parts of a Star Wars title, and you just need an of or a the or some Return of in there. I don't know.
Like-
Return of the Rainbow Store.
Yes.
Constance, fine. Serenity, a little new agey, but it's 2020, whatever. Serenity Constance, no.
Are we really going to not address the fact that Elon Musk named his kid some random bunch of bullshit?
X12 AE combined. Yeah, I don't know. But but he married Grimes. The fact that anyone's surprised this is a thing is like, dude, it's Elon Musk and Grimes. You think it'd be something straightforward?
They're not like other couples.
Yeah.
They're not. They're weird and quirky.
So when I was a kid, I knew a Garnet Starborn. Anyway.
Hey, Garnet Starborn, if you're listening.
Garnet
Sorry, thinks you have a stupid name.
Garnet Starborn, if you're listening, put down the wine. None of it's your fault. From birth, you had a millstone placed around your neck.
She just randomly starts getting phone calls out of nowhere when Steven Universe becomes a thing. What? Stop calling me. God damn it.
Rebecca Sugar, is this you again?
There's too much technology in the world. We got to get away from all of this hippie stuff and get away from hippies and nature.
Yeah,
so
sure.
let's venture to a cabin in the woods.
Because actual hippies don't go to nature; they sit in their yuppie apartments and complain.
You know what you won't find in a nature box? Deodorant. Okay, so what's the story about? Why are we? Oh, okay. So in the tags it says serial killers in parentheses, not Jeff. That's one of the categories for the serial killers, but not Jeff.
Okay, bonus points even before we start reading.
Spoiler, no Jeff.
Why are you just giving us spoilers? There's no Jeff in this story. No Jeff didn't read. So this is posted to the bad. This is posted to the bad creepypasta fandom page. So maybe the story is bad.
So do we have to be British when we read this, or what?
No.
This story's atrocious. I don't understand it at all. It's the person who wrote this movie for got mincemeat today.
Not very good.
Not hard.
How do you feel about cabins in the wood? Well, it depends on the cabin.
God damn it.
Depends on the woods.
I always go there. So let's actually get into reading this.
For anybody who's lost, Dead Palette is referencing a British YouTuber who was
You are lost for several days in the woods when you suddenly stumble upon a seemingly deserted stone cabin.
Not a wooden cabin in like the woods? What's the deal with that? Get it together, story.
Yeah, you can't make a cabin out of stone. If you make a cabin out of stone, that's just a man-made cave. What the fuck? Just write cave, dipshit.
Whoa! Are all cabins, like all houses, just like secretly caves?
Yes.
Do we build the own prisons we live within?
No.
When you think about it, a house is just like a construct. So like you define if you're homeless or not.
As you slowly approach, you notice that the cabin is emitting a hazy yellow glow that appears to be constantly flickering.
So a light is on inside, okay. You notice that there's some kind of hazy mist of light. In fact, it's just light coming out.
Homelessness is a choice. Dead Palette 2020.
Yep. Dead Palette 2020. Leg hair, roaches, homelessness. He knows about it all.
So this is a second person story, which is very, very risky because I don't know about you, but my brain is always like, you do this, you do that. No, I don't. Why would I do that?
Bold move. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah. Not since all those ritual stories we read, a la the Holder series. You suddenly collapse to your knees when a pain rises up from your empty stomach. Desperate for food, you tread carefully toward the cabin.
Sitting in the cabin, Shia LaBeouf. Okay. As the cabin grows in the distance, it's literally growing. It's a kaiju cabin? Kaiju cabin. Psst, maple syrup for your pancakes.
Takes a lot to make a stew.
Especially syrup and this old
Kaiju too.
Yeah.
So chew.
Sonichu. This is stupid. As the cabin grows in the distance, Bisme, what would you do if you were in a cabin and you woke up in the morning and everything had grown like by just a little bit. It's just enough to be noticeable. Everything's a little bigger. What would you do? Would you think you got smaller, or would you think the cabin was growing?
So I haven't grown at all. Everything else around me has.
Right.
Penis is the same size.
Has everything outside the cabin grown as well?
No, it's just the cabin. You look outside, there's a man outside, he's wearing a costume. You're not sure what type of costume it is, but he looks like maybe some kind of old-timey Harlequin, and he's just pointing at you and he's saying, "You stayed in the growing house," and he just starts laughing. What do you do?
Is he really big too, or is he like normal size?
No, he's normal size.
Okay.
He's not a monster.
I would go get my slightly bigger frying pan and throw it at him.
And he catches it, he makes a little campfire, starts cooking up some eggs. He says, guess where I got these eggs? You look over, your wife, now a duck. What do you think? What do you think happens then? What do you do?
I'd run away, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but like if that was actually the case, Abysmia would be like, cool, now I have more liquor. Liquor bottles are slightly bigger.
Yeah, there you go.
True. True.
As the cabin grows in the distance, you notice that the place is now covered in total darkness. All that you see, all around you. Absolute duck eggs. Curiously, you forcedly bang on the stone door. Oh, the door is stone too. Several times while keeping your head down.
You bang on the stone door. No sound is emitted because it's pure stone. This is a useless enterprise.
You bang, bang, bang on the door, baby. From inside, you hear, "I can't hear you." It's a reference to a song.
B-52s. Yeah, great album.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, really recommend it. That's our plug for the day.
Yep.
Yay.
B-52s. And there you found a rock door.
God damn it. Okay.
But it wasn't a door. It was a stone door.
Everything was bigger.
People are gonna be like, what the all the 12-year-olds.
They're like, no, I know that song. It's in Just Dance. When the door surprisingly opens with a loud moan, you look up. There, standing in the doorway, is the love of your life.
Hello.
Her long black hair flowing in the wind.
See, no. What if you like blonde hair?
What if you like short hair chicks?
What if you like men?
Yeah.
What if you like ducks? Like Abysmie.
Mm-hmm. Ducks with tits.
Ducks and tits.
Mm-hmm.
Ducks and tits. Hot diggity dogs, it's ducks and tits. This is an episode full of really, really dated references. Your heart starts beating rapidly as her gorgeous, spanking blue pearl gaze
No.
upon you.
No, it's not her spanking blue pearl gaze.
Could it be, though?
No.
Her gorgeous...
She had those real nice spank me eyes. You were going to spank her? No, she was spanking me with her eyes. It was painful.
She looked at me and said, "Get an eye spanking. Now start wanking."
God damn it. Can we just title this episode Dated Reference?
Bracket, dated reference, bracket close.
Yep.
That's the entire title.
Yeah, she sparkling blue pearl necklace gaze upon you.
God damn it.
Are pearls blue?
Yes.
Okay.
If you paint them.
She asks you in a charming and sweet voice if you would like to stay the night. Unable to refuse, for reasons, your eyes start to drop shut as you eagerly follow her inside. You run into the many stone walls.
You went inside, big boy. Yeah, one side.
You know, I feel bad for this witch, because she's got a much harder lot in life than the one that lives in the gingerbread house. She just has to wait for people that like, I guess, rock collectors or some shit?
Geologists.
Geologists? Is that what they're
Geologists just wander into the fucking woods and get lost.
Fucking
can we
rock
point
nerds.
out that there's like nothing obviously wrong about this story so far? It seems like fine.
Other than the fact that it's in second person,
but that's like you were saying, it's a very risky move to put a story in second person. However, that doesn't denote failure. It's just not a good omen. Everything has been fine.
Well, the problem is that like second person works better for Choose Your Own Adventures or the Holder series, because it's not you do this, it's if you want to do this, then you need to follow these steps. So there's always like this kind of option for you as the reader to opt out. This is, you're hungry. You knock on the door. You see a woman. A woman is the love of your life. Like, you're assuming so much about the reader. And if none of this jives, then it's going to be like, I'm fucking want to.
Can we get someone out there to write a choose your own adventure, like a Holder story, and just call it like Hold Your Own Adventure or something?
You know what? Just turn this into an ad lib.
Well, I mean, just have it where it's like a Holder story, and it's like you walk up to the front desk. Do you speak loudly or quietly? And you say loudly. You turn to the page and says, "You die." Oh, okay. Speak quietly. What? Do you say where are they, or do you say who are they? Where are they? Oh, you die. Damn it.
You know what? We just need to make that visual novel.
How
visual
about
novel maker?
Novel maker. And how about novel maker?
Let's make a novel maker into an ad lib and fucking
just throwing words out there. How about instead of making this a choose your own adventure game, you put in options, but no matter what, it's like, okay, there's a tall blonde lady in front of you. What do? Well, I say hello to her. You drop your pants no matter what. Never mind. You're dumb. You're socially awkward, and you have no self-control. You want to do that, but
you fill up the holes her guts.
Do you say hello or do you drop your pants? I click say hello. Hello, you shout as you drop your pants. Fuck you. Boy, that's every game where you have to make choices like that in a nutshell, where it's like giving you the illusion of choice.
No, dude, that's many Newgrounds dating sims I played back in the day.
Life is Strange, fucking goddamn.
No, you're talking about David Cage games.
Oof.
Which is basically a Newgrounds game from back in the day.
Everyone remember Newgrounds?
Oh, God.
Go check out the Fear Fiction podcast.
Yeah. When you load up...
only half our fucking backlog behind.
When you load up Newgrounds, it plays this bit-crushed audio file, and it says, "Welcome to Newgrounds! Why not look around?" Alright, you search for something, it says, "I can't find that."
Why is Newgrounds being voiced by the male lead vocalist from the B-52s?
He started it. That's Tom Fulp.
Okay.
Alright, she leads you into a small and cramped bedroom, the size of an Avenge closet.
Mm-hmm.
You ever hear that band Avenge Closet?
Avenge Closetful?
Yeah, they sang a lot about having a secret, but I don't know what it could be. So it's supposed to be Average Closet, but it says Avenge Closet. You stare in amazement at the marvelous queen-sized bed that stands before you in the fucking closet. Okay.
Well, I think we're kind of in a dream, aren't we?
Maybe.
Because this doesn't feel like...
No, this feels
now. This doesn't feel like now times. Why are we...
I don't know.
I always kind of associate cabins and a cabin in the woods with a sort of dream-like whimsy. Maybe that's just me.
I associate it with a boring movie.
It is not a good movie, and many people will tell you otherwise.
It's a movie with one fantastic sequence, which is when all the monsters are let loose. Then you're like, yay, I like this. Clap, 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 tee.
It's not good Joss Whedon stuff.
What is good Joss Whedon? Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Alien 4.
Oh, God.
Oh.
No.
Anyway.
DP with his wrongness stepping in.
Avid Alien Defender Dead Palette here.
Alien Defender Shia LaBeouf.
She rushes with you.
Nope.
She hushes with you.
Nope. Did anybody else out there picture Kermit like when when Jim Henson would close his fist and turn his head to the side?
The past 30 seconds of this podcast have been brought to you by dyslexia, a crippling disease that my two dear friends make fun of me for having.
Yes.
We don't try. We legitimately try to correct you because how you're reading it is really just not what the sentence is trying to say, but then it just gets funny.
And then it gets to be an obstinate problem of like, okay, yeah, I see what I said wrong. Fuck you, I'm reading it the way I like it.
Let me ask you a question. Did you get bullied as a child because you were dyslexic?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Right, and
See,
did that help you get better?
I can't say that it did, because am I better now?
Exactly. So it has to continue. Once you're better, we'll stop.
You can't say the bullying works if I've been perpetually bullied for 30 fucking years and still can't read a goddamn paragraph.
Listen. I think it's just a matter of not being bullied hard enough. We need to up your dosage of bullying.
Hey, everybody, go down to the comments and bully my ability to read. She hushes
But
you.
write in small words.
9-point font.
Purposely put words out of order to fuck with me.
God damn it.
Oh, don't do that.
Please do that.
Fucked up.
I give you a dyslexia pass to do just that.
Oh, man. We got a D pass. All right.
She hushes you. Go to sleep, child. Okay. She is Jeff the Killer.
Yes.
Before you can think of a response, she already left the room. You, uncapitalized, feel cozy and warm. You feel
Abysme, it's
cozy.
a lost cause.
Well, no, see, this is where it gets complicated. You took out the wrong part, because the wrong part would make this a funny sentence.
You feel the cozy and warm bed beckoning. You from across the room, uncapitalized, unable to resist its temptation.
Inappropriate
You lie.
apostrophe and it's.
Yeah.
I gotta be real. I can't understand how the fuck apostrophes work.
Okay. For anybody listening out there, this isn't for you, Brandon. I'm not being so bold as to explain it to you. I'm just saying for anybody out there listening, if it's two words together, there's an apostrophe.
Apostrophes imply possession.
No, that's confusing. If it's two words put into one word, there's an apostrophe. There we go.
Okay, wait, no. So let me get this straight. If Abysme has a bottle of alcohol, it's shouldn't have an apostrophe because it's not his alcohol.
What?
What? If it's
Abysme.
Abysme's alcohol, it would be Abysme apostrophe S. Abysme's alcohol. And in the case of it apostrophe S would be read full as it is. Or
Okay, it's
Yeah.
his alcohol. Isn't it hits? Oh my god, you can't describe this. Fuck.
fuck it. Just keep
Listen. Abysme, what would you do if you woke up and all your alcohol wasn't yours?
reading. I would still drink it.
Okay, you drink it
Apostrophes
all.
apply except with the word it, which is, I know that's stupid because English is dumb. But
Oh.
so this first clause of the sentence reads technically, unable to resist, it is temptation.
It is temptation. Well, it is. It is. It's the bed is beaconing to him. It's very cozy. You lie down on this soft blanket as the soft blanket massages your aching body.
Oh,
As
it's
you
one of
stare-
those beds.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's one of those blankets. What? As you stare blankly at the stone ceiling, your
Jesus.
mind fades under your stone blanket on your stone bed, your cozy stone beaconing bed.
The stone woman next to you brushes her stone hair with a stone.
Oh, is this story about, like, dating a manic pixie golem girl?
Yes.
As you stare blankly at the stone ceiling, your mind fades, and you start to enter the dream world.
We're not in a dream. 'Cause
If-
now
Who's
we
to
are.
say we're not in a dream in a dream?
If
This
you
is
guys, I want to ask this question to both of you. Both of you are dating a manic pixie golem girl, okay? She's as wild or wilder, than you can imagine a manic pixie dream girl being. How long into the relationship will it be before you erase the mark on her forehead and kill her? So you know what? I'm done with this. There you go.
Honestly, for me, it'd probably be about a day
Oof.
because I'll just get annoyed after a while.
Yeah, you're like too old to commit suicide, yeah.
Is the slash wicked juicy, though? Is
It's-
that golem slash wicked juicy?
Okay, like when somebody has like a pottery wheel and they're wetting their hands and like, that's sort of what it's like.
She's got some slop!
Yes.
She's got pottery slop!
And it's constantly spinning like a pottery wheel.
Some moving target. You gotta chase it around in the circle.
If you touch it the right way, it elongates. If you touch it wrong, it folds over and becomes an unrecognizable mass.
See, after like 10 minutes, you'd be like, "No, fuck this, I'm done. This is way too much effort. This is not worth the novelty of the situation."
Wow.
It would end up looking like a child's ashtray from kindergarten.
You ever tried to bang a clay ass? No. No one has done that.
Tried to fuck a child ashtray? Have you ever tried to come in a child's ashtray?
I think I should clarify for everybody listening. If you didn't hear that, he said ashtray. He did not say anything that's
tray.
Slimebeast, what would you do if you woke up and your house was covered in child's ashtrays?
Do the children exist, or is it just like a conjuring, like a manifestation?
It's a conjuring.
I would probably try to sell them to kids who didn't want to make them to give to their fathers for Father's Day.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's turn is it? I think it's mine. Yeah, it's mine. You suddenly wake up in the middle of the night. We're out of the dream already. Your shattered mind struggling to remember the reason for the disturbance.
The rock ceiling fell on you.
You were dreaming, and then, like, you know how, like, if you're falling in your dream, you're, like, lifting up slowly, and then when you wake up because you hit something in your dream, it's when you hit your pillow. Well, that pillow's made of stone, so you're just like, ow, fuck, the hell? You decide to go outside to get some fresh air and to organize your thoughts.
All right. As you go outside the stone building, you hear Bonnie from next door. You realize the beautiful black-haired woman is Betty. All right. As you arrive, if this turns out to be a Flintstones alternate theory,
because Betty has short hair, and this character has long.
Maybe when
you're obviously not familiar with the full Flintstone cinematic timeline.
There's what fans call the era of long hair Betty. Or the EOLHB.
Yeah, that happens around the time of the Rock Convergence plotline.
Mm-hmm.
We here in Fear Fix stand long hair Betty.
Yeah. Whoa, long-haired Betty. Wham blam. As you arrive at the living room, you can start to see shapes in the darkness. Your heart starts to beat rapidly before you realize that the shapes are actually the cabin's wooden furniture, not stone.
What? I thought this was a stone cabin, man. But let's recap here. We were in the woods, and then we were hungry. We found a stone cabin. A woman opened the door and said, "Come on in." And we did. And we fell asleep. Then we woke up because we heard something. Then we went outside. And then we went back inside. And then we noticed the furniture.
This
story is almost done.
I will forgive this story if one of the chairs has a knife.
It's just kind of knife, like, in the seat portion just sticking up. She comes over. "Please rest yourself."
Ooh.
I don't want to sit on that chair. It's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Your eyes suddenly gaze upon a shape on the floor. As you wearily eyes.
Okay, now the story's fucking with Brandon.
Yeah,
now
no,
the
that's
story's
not Brandon. That's
you.
the story. As your wearily eyes.
Please proof your stories, otherwise I'm gonna say that that's ableist. If your story is fucking with me, it's ableist. As your wearily eyes start to gain focus, you realize it's an ancient wooden trapdoor, like from an episode of Scooby-Doo. This is just Hanna-Barbera all over the place.
I don't like how much wood is in the story now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's maybe the twist, is it's all like stone wood. The stone handle looks brand new.
Oh.
You look closer and see the wood has small shapes climbing all over it. You bravely pull the trapdoor open with a creak and climb inside.
Why?
Yeah.
Why any of this?
What are the small shapes? Like, do you have microscopic vision and you're just little bacterium and shit? Or
Slimebeast, what would you do if you woke up and there were small wooden shapes clawing all over your walls?
You said walls and not balls, right?
Yeah.
I would take them down, put them on my balls.
Torn my nuts with them.
Can fix that problem.
You arrive in a small room. The walls are made of stone, and so is the ground. That would be the floor, but alright.
Wait. Ground made of stone? Slams fist on desk. Unheard of. What? This is supernatural.
You rub your eyes, now fully awake. You stare. You ever you wake up and you kind of wander around half asleep and go, trapdoor. I think I'll climb inside.
Yeah.
You stare in shock at what lies before you, with the remains of several human corpses hanging on the walls.
Boo.
The smell of blood and death hits your nose, and you resist the urge to vomit. Well, at least we resisted.
All right, now it's my turn. You vomit. Oh. So, not a badly written story. It's just like, at this point, I'm like, oh, okay, just everything that happens in every story. Okay.
Yeah.
The shelves on the walls are filled with many potions, all bubbling in different colors. You know now that she isn't who she says she is.
Who did she say she was?
Betty Rubble?
Technically, she didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Just said, hey, come on in.
Wait a minute. Your name isn't Go to Sleep, dear. Your heart speeds up like a race car, colorful as you try to ran for the exit. So she is a witch, like I called in the beginning with the...
Yeah.
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 Well, obviously, the woman was going to be dangerous. There was no getting around that. Whether she's a witch or not, like, specifically, is kind of irrelevant. She's like Danger Woman because she's the only other character.
Danger Woman.
Danger Woman, gall and vagina. As you enter the living room, you notice that the beautiful and charming woman from before is blocking your only exit. You are walled in with stone all around you. Upon seeing you, she shouts, "You fool! No one may know my secret."
Then lock your trap door, you stupid bitch. What the fuck?
Don't invite strange men into your home.
You fool! No one may know my secret. Why, how did you get past my tiny crawling shapes that guard the trap door? They just all fell off it.
Are you saying that I should make the shape slightly larger in my growing cavern?
Large crawling shapes? Why, I've never heard
He-Man,
of such a thing.
I see you have managed to escape the small crawling shapes.
Stupid.
Beastman, cover him with small crawling shapes. Struggling with shapes?
She lunges forward and seizes you by the wrist. You try to struggle in her tight iron grip, but you can't manage to escape.
Meh. She drags you into the trap door. Oh, are we going to turn out to be a tiny shape at the end of this?
Oh, I hope so.
Drags you into the trap door, and before you can glimpse the cabin one more time, you just want to get one last look, I guess. She grabs a key from her pocket and locks the door, covering you in total darkness, all you can see. She chuckles in a high-pitched laugh. Another subject. Let the experiment begin again, He-Man. Okay.
He had beaten you again in a fit of rage. You shut off your Xbox One and call it a night.
Hey, written by Skyrim 90,000.
What the fuck? So it all takes place in fucking Skyrim?
In fucking Skyrim.
That's a pretty good troll pasta.
Yeah, but also, who cares?
The fucking...
No, that's the
fucking
point.
cabin.
Who the fuck cares?
The fucking reference image is in a stone cabin.
No!
This is some bullshit. This is false advertising.
No!
No, it's faux wood.
It's stone painted to be wood.
Faux Wood Cyrus was Miley Cyrus's original name.
Ethically sourced wood.
So that story...
Free wood.
That story was interesting. So next, let's fucking... Jesus.
Yeah, it's a gotcha. It's a video game, which is not the first nor the last time we will ever see that. But yeah.
Plus, I mean, here's my question: is that actually something in Skyrim?
I don't know.
Secondly, go ahead.
I don't know. I've played Skyrim. I have not explored the entire map, so I have no idea.
Secondly, are the typos and everything intentional? If it's supposed to be a troll pasta, or
I think it is supposed to be intentional.
I have no idea.
All right, so let's move on from something terrible and awful and silly and boring to something good. DP, what's the next thing we're reading?
A forest called Bob.
Oh, cool. What site is that on?
The Wayward Society of America.
Oh.
What, you don't like the Wayward Society of America?
Okay. No, that's fine.
This one has threat level orange, which is medium. And it's an evergreen.
Okay.
And it also goes by The Living Woods, The Living Tombstone, The Heart of Nature, The Devil's Playground, the devil's
Heart of the
reefer,
cards.
the heart of the cards, the heart of the sword, live by the sword, die by the sword, live by the wood, play by the playground.
Okay, yeah, let's go against Wayward Society. Yeah, sure.
So doesn't like the Wayward Society.
Slimebeast really doesn't like the Wayward Society, and is one of those biased reviewers who doesn't critique the things that I like the way that I like them.
I would change the name of this wiki. I would call it the Why Are We Here Society.
Just to suffer.
Why bother?
Okay, so it'll be really funny when we read a really good one, and then I look like a complete ass. So let's see if today is that day.
It's a forest called Bob.
Mm-hmm.
That's how does that not intrigue you?
A river runs through him.
A river runs through him. His name is Bob.
It's gonna be a forest that makes people walk into it and they start talking to the forest and calling it Bob, or something like that, and it's gonna be like, okay, cool. Anyway.
Description.
Containment method. Burn forest down.
Yeah. Containment method. Just call it Bob.
Start hacking all the trees.
Burn the forest down. Hey, environmentalists, people who want to take care of the earth, just burn the forest down.
Yeah.
If it's gone, it's not a problem.
It inspires new growth. Maybe it'll be Bob Jr. by the time it's done.
Oh.
If you destroy all the woods, then you won't have to take care of nature.
That's right.
Just destroy all human life, and then there's no pain and misery.
That's true. Now you're thinking like a James Bond villain. Oh.
Bobscription. Okay, Brandon. All right. Focus now.
Did you just say Bobscription?
A little bit.
Okay.
I did a little bit.
Allow me to Bobscribe this for you.
Listen. Description.
Dr. Bob is a Bobtologist. He's going to put a Bob in your Bob hole. Stop referring to yourself in the third person, you fucking maniac. I'm going to Bobscribe you some Bob and X.
Description, Bob, or whatever you want to call it, is a forest. If an underground creature pretending to be one can be considered that.
Uh-huh.
Located near Charleston, West Virginia, the locals call Bob the Devil's Garden. He's quite the unique aberration as he's
That's actually what it says, everybody. That's actually what it says.
As he's one, we've managed to keep from killing people using words instead of bullets.
And those words are, we have bullets, stop hurting people.
We speculate Bob's around 10 kilometers squared, a fairly conservative number, all things considered. And has what the
he ain't no goddamn goods.
Jesus Christ, Cletus.
Y'all wouldn't have gone in there. That's Bob.
We speculate Bob's around 10 kilometers squares and has probably lived longer than U.S. itself, given that stories of a haunted forest in this area date back to Columbus's time.
Columbus's time, 1492, I guess? Footnote. We've collected okay.
It's still my sentence, technically. Footnote 1, we've collected all the mentions of Bob we could find down at the end of the file.
Great. While his intelligence gave us the ability to reason with him, it also gives him the ability to be a damn clever killer. Bob can see, feel, and hear anything that enters him.
Is he going to be
How is that different from anybody else? But go ahead.
Is he going to be the new killer in Dead by Daylight?
Yes.
Bro, sentient level would be an awesome fucking killer.
They won't do that because Dead by Daylight is literally just the same killer every single time with slight tweaks.
It is, and I do wish it would have a different game mode. I do wish that, but...
I wish they had any game mode at all. It's just a fucking quick time circle. Anyway, regarding his offensive capabilities, I don't want to read the footnote. Bob uses his tree-like limbs to grab anything that goes near him, strangle them into unconsciousness, and pull them under. For what we can only assume is consumption. So, this is sort of like... To be serious and not a fucking dick for a moment, this is sort of like those mushroom colonies or those forests that are all one tree, really, because of the root system.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, this entire forest is actually one creature that looks like trees, you know?
Right.
A background, this forest has always been tagged as haunted, but everyone assumed it was just something parents told their kids so they wouldn't go running around at night. Turns out, as it was indeed haunted, but not by ghost, of course, although we can't really confirm it isn't as well, but by an aberration the size of a forest, or more simply, the forest itself.
I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about Dead by Daylight, but the killer is the level. And, okay, stay with me, but the alternate game mode would be it can sense movement, but you can interact with stuff around the levels, so you can, like, throw rocks to simulate movement, and the killer has to guess which indication, like, kind of like with sonar or something, has to guess which is which.
You know what? That reminds me of maybe just adding, like, the graboids from Tremors as a killer.
Oh, no, you know what? That
Maybe.
would be bad.
No, but again, this is the issue, is every killer is just the same. So what if they just have the graboid, but it's just like a different animations, but
It's still
the same,
bipedal.
it's still bipedal. It is just walking around with a little knife.
Oh, the graboids would be good, actually.
You know,
come to think of it.
Back when they were talking about adding Ash from the Evil Dead to the game,
Yeah.
I was in somebody's chat, you know, in like a live stream that was, you know, talking about it. They're going to add Ash to the game. That's going to be cool. And I was like thinking, in that moment, I was thinking, you know, that would be really fucking cool. You know, if Ash is the killer, you know, with like the shotgun and the chainsaw, you know, you could figure out some kit for him or whatever. And you could just make it so the survivors in that round, if the killer is Ash, the survivors look like undead zombies.
Or
so he's like hunting them down and killing them. You know, it sort of makes a hero out of the killer. But no, it was just like, he's just a skin basically. Okay.
or you could like turn it around and have Ash is the one player and has to go around and fix all the generation shit, whatever. But everyone else plays an undead zombie or a skeleton and is severely weakened. But like every time they die, they can respawn and just come back. So you're constantly trying to fight off the hordes and to do the level.
Abysme, what would you do if you booted up Dead by Daylight, right? And it says new killer added, free for everybody, no DLC, free killer. You say, wow, I didn't even know they were adding one. I wonder what character is from what franchise, right?
I would pinch myself to wake up because ain't no way behavior is okaying that.
Well, the thing is, you look it up. You say, I wonder who the new killer is. The install finishes. It's all installed on your computer. You select the killer. It's you in game. Perfect model, perfect likeness, right? But you trip every 5 seconds, and your only voice line is "duh." You know, what would you do? What would you think?
Abysme.
Yeah.
I would sue for defamation and misappropriation.
Well, they named the character Schmabysme, so it's different.
I would still sue for use of my likeness if it's a
And
perfect render of me.
He's a slightly different green.
Yeah. Since you're not a lawyer, supposedly, you go and you get a lawyer to sue, right? You're going to sue behavior.
You can represent yourself.
Well, you go to sue behavior.
Well, you can't.
Fucking goddamn. Okay, you go to court. I'll just make the lawyer the judge then. You go to court and you say, Your Honor, and he goes, oh my god, it's the killer from Dead by Daylight. And he runs out of the courtroom screaming. What do you do?
Move to Mexico.
You move to Mexico and they go, Los Killer de la Dead by Daylight. Everybody runs from you.
El Green Gringo, look out.
El Gringo. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. It's Schmabysme. They all point, scream, hide their children.
You know what? If they can get fucking Pyramid Head, the Xenomorph is up next, and it's going to be just as underwhelming.
Have you seen how fast fucking Pyramid Head moves?
Oh,
He's fucking
God.
Sonic. He's just at fucking light speed. Boof, 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 boof.
Well, and he's also, like, his ability is to do, like, a ranged trip, like, damage attack in a... Well, I guess not every level is a bunch of narrow hallways, but a lot of levels are narrow hallways. It's still in testing, but I can see, like, just so many problems with his balance.
I think that they should have added a new game mode with Pyramid Head, where the whole thing is to just protect the virginity of various mannequins.
I'd play that.
You're just, like, basically cock-blocking Pyramid Head. Anyway.
All right,
Well,
get
to
back
be
to this
fair,
story.
those mannequins were asking for it. But let's get back to this story.
We first heard of Bob back in November of 2016. Uh-oh. Auspicious date.
Oh,
Several
I thought maybe you
reports-
shat yourself or something.
Oh, not again. Uh-oh. Several reports of missing teens began popping up around that time. 2 teenagers going missing in a dark forest ain't too unusual, But when 12 go missing in the same forest in less than 2 months, there's something fishy going on.
If 2 go missing, it's not unusual. 12 go missing, kind of fishy. 20 go missing, I raise my eyebrow a little bit. 40 missing, the chief of police strokes his chin and goes,
Strange.
100 missing.
I called the police. Yeah. If that wasn't weird enough, the locals were saying that they saw the trees moving. Not in the wind or anything, but moving. And we're hearing screams coming from the woods. To put it shortly, a 90s horror movie scenario. Don't
When was Evil Dead? I don't think that was a 90s movie.
Wasn't it early 90s?
Was it?
Maybe not the first one.
No, the one with the fucking tree, the literal fucking tree.
Oh, 87, I think. Because Army of Darkness is 92.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Whatever.
Typical Abysme spewing out movie dates. That's when an outfit with Carl, Thomas, Greg, and I was sent to investigate and probably kill whatever was kidnapping the boys. Oh, so it's all boys?
Burn down the forest. It was a Boy Scout troop.
Yeah, there you go. So, here's the question for you guys. Have you noticed that when somebody can't think of what to name something, they name it Bob?
Yeah.
There are so many fucking Bobs, and it's always like a throwaway name for like a... it's sort of like, isn't it funny we named this character Bob? And it's like, no.
That's what David Lynch did.
Well, it's like, we've got this new hero for Overwatch. Her name is Ash, and she's a super cool cowboy, cowgirl. And she's got this robotic butler, and he's a big bruiser, and, so on and so forth. Wouldn't it be funny if we just named him something simple like Bob? And it's like, that's always funny.
Bob is an acronym, and BOB stands for Bob of Bobs.
Oh, I see. I thought it was...
And then each one of those Bobs also stands for Bob of Bob. It's endlessly recursive.
Oh, I see. I thought it was, didn't people decide it was something... I can't remember what the first B was for, but they...
Boobs of Butts.
Yeah, Boobs of Butts, that was it. Okay, anyway. It was something to do with boyfriend at the end, because it was like...
Bring your own boyfriend.
A joke about Ash fucking the robot. Anyway.
The way the forest was uneventful. The way to the forest was uneventful. Why can't I read? The way to the forest was uneventful, but we were anxious nonetheless. We had no idea what we were looking for exactly.
Battery-operated boyfriend. Okay, anyway.
There we go. That's right. At our destination, we noticed some unusual things. The trees were radically different from any others in the area.
They were wearing like cool pink sunglasses and
they were doing sick kickflips and rail grinds.
A tree goes by on a skateboard on a dirt path.
Want to rip some vert, bro?
Bisbee, what would you do if a tree gave you a thumbs up?
They created a clear border with their surroundings. To top it off, it was dead silent. No birds were chirping, no animals making their soft footfalls. I read that as footballs for a moment and was very confused. When animals just drop footballs, man.
Yeah.
Is that just slang for pooping?
Slime Beast, what would you do if you went to the woods and the animals are playing football and giving you thumbs up?
I would... first of all, are they playing with a pigskin or what?
Yes.
Uh-oh. I would probably look around to see if there were any pigs being horrified by the sight, like wild pigs. If they were, I would shield their eyes.
Do you think that boars look at, like, wild hogs look at pigs as soy boys?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say, like, Instagram thoughts or something like... That's right, go out and find me truffles, pay pig.
Fucking eat pigs. Not even the rustle of leaves in the wind.
Oh, God.
It all went to shit when Greg tried to look around the trees for scratch marks or any sign of aberrational activity. He was an experienced warder, and even he was surprised when he pulled back in hand in shock. Should be pulled back his hand, and it should be called arboritional activity, but okay.
Hey!
Nice. His hand in shock. It was coated in a viscous, sickly, sweet-smelling brown goo known as sap.
It's almost like an animal climbed this tree and made footballs all over it. As he tried to get away, the tree started moving, and faster than the eye can blink, they grabbed him. The tree started moving, they grabbed him, so now it's plural, and dragged him under. Naturally, we all got scared and started living with our aunties and uncles in Bel Air. Naturally, we all got scared and started shooting at the trees around us to no avail. Whenever we hit them, the bullets would bounce back like they were hitting a concrete wall, so it's bulletproof too.
Told you to bring fire, but no.
Do you think that this forest likes Homestuck?
Yes.
Okay.
After a few minutes of frantic shooting, we ran out of bullets. The entire forest was bent around us. Trees, grass, dirt. It completely covered us. We did what any group of sane individuals would and started praying for our lives. Fucking religious stories and my creepypasta key.
So Bob the forest is going to think they're praying to it, I guess? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. We didn't know what our fates would be until everything froze in its tracks.
All I can, for some reason, we're going to a transcript here. All I can think about is that episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force where Shake burns down a tree, or cuts down a tree, and the trees come and take him to Wood Court.
I remember that. Yeah.
It's
You
great.
would remember that, you lawyer nerd.
Mm-hmm. So we got Bob, we've got Thomas, and Carl. Oh, prophetic.
I don't want to read any of this. So who speaks the least? Who would I be?
Looks like
You can-
Thomas.
Okay.
No, you want to be Bob.
I don't want to...
Slime Bob. Slime Bob.
All right. Just as we thought our end was near, the trees retreated and a deep, ominous voice came from all directions. I am Bob.
Hello.
I recognize the attire of those that guard the woods.
Wait, who's me?
Are you named Bob?
Sabrina.
It is a powerful name, one I gave myself and one I hold dear.
It's a team, you know, of the society. We came here to see what happened to the boys that went missing.
They tried to cut my limbs. They tried to burn my flesh. They defecated on my body. They had to go. Okay, so a group of boys just going out in the woods shitting on trees? Normal Saturday night?
Just a group of boys going out laying some hot footballs.
Bro, we're gonna go out to the woods. I'm gonna fucking hack some tree branches off. I'm gonna burn the tree and then poop on the burning tree. It's gonna be great.
Why does that...
90s kids remember.
Why did that sound like Trump as a 13-year-old? I'm gonna go out in the woods. I'm gonna poop on a tree. It's gonna be awesome.
That'd be our new character, just Baron Trump.
13-year-old Baron Trump.
Damn it. He's gonna leave those woods barren, if you know what I mean. Anyway.
Hey, my name is Carl. Look, buddy, we get you're angry and such, but we're not here to do that. We mean no harm. We will not poop footballs on you. Please, can you give us our friend back? And then after a few seconds of deliberation, Bob gave in to the demands and spat Greg out back on the ground like he was a football, naked, and according to the doctors, we shaw later.
It says Shaw, everybody.
It says Shaw, with a severe case of PTSD.
So, after a few seconds of deliberation, we saw doctors later.
I went up to that there doctor and to Shaw with him, and oh my god, the PTSD.
Oof. Alright, and then Bob says, I do not eat those that mean no harm.
Thank you, sir. You seem like a reasonable fella. So may we be able to come to an accord?
An accord? What type of car is that? Just says an
Yes.
accord, question mark. Okay, go ahead.
It's hard to tell whether you're like posing a question or not because the accent.
Yeah, baby.
Swedish people constantly asking questions. Yes. We can make sure no more people come here to harm you. In exchange, you let us go.
None shall ever lay foot upon this dirt ever again, nor anyone else without my permission. Now get out of here before I change my mind now. Fuck you, Bob. Sounded like fucking
Swedish Bob. So we did.
Well, just to clarify, Bob, the living forest, says, now get out of here before I change my mind. Now! And it's like, I'm not afraid of Bob. I don't care. He's supposed to sound imposing, like, none shall pass kind of stuff, but it's like...
Bob took our friend. We asked for him back politely, and then we left.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's supposed... I think there is supposed to be like a level of comedy to it, considering that it's just like, my name is Bob, it's a name I hold dear.
Yeah. But I mean, that last thing is like kind of an interesting, quote-unquote interesting note to end on, is like, none shall ever lay foot upon this dirt ever again. By the way, this is in all caps, of course.
Yeah,
ever again, nor thy, nor anyone else. It's like, what is this tree creature that speaks in Old English? Like, what?
I feel like this is, I don't know if it's a problem, but it's an aspect of Wayward Stories. Everything kind of feels like a little bit of a joke. I cannot tell if I'm supposed to take everything seriously, and I don't know if that's just because that's how this particular community writes, or if that's kind of in the unwritten rules. This is supposed to be lighthearted and slightly comedic, to stand like in contrast to the SCP and the RPC. I don't know.
I think that there is this aspect of like the RPC Authority are kind of like edgelords, whereas like these are kind of redneck yokels that are winging it. So I think that there is supposed to be that kind of like red-green show, little bit of like tongue-in-cheek comedy thrown in. And some people can appreciate that and some people can't, and I don't begrudge people for not like kind of being into that.
It's just hard for me to believe that 12 kids in a short period of time all went in the woods to cut down tree limbs and shit on trees.
I mean, have you seen the youth today?
No, they're all in the forest.
Look at this problem, and then you just have like church, no kids going into it, and then it's just like shitting on trees, kids going into that building.
This is what happens when you take God out of schools.
Kids are calling it footballing. The latest is your child footballing?
We didn't know what to do when Tommy was getting into that hot new thing, snaking, and now he's footballing, and it just was a downward spiral. And so we did. We ran as fast as we could after contacting the hires up. We put up a fence and a yellow tape around Bob. We made damn sure nobody would be able to enter the forest again without our permission. After that, we swore an oath to never go back there. Greg retired from the society and went into rehab. We wish you luck, Greg.
Well, the ironclad defense perimeter of yellow tape and some people watching.
So, question. I guess Bob doesn't need to consume anything, he just does? Because they're going to section it off so nobody goes in? And
yeah, is Bob like... Because they said this portion of the forest has, like, no animals. So Bob is just this immortal entity that requires no sustenance?
And he looks like trees.
Yeah. I believe so. I believe that's the deal. Yep.
All right.
Location and population. Conjunction junction. As stated before, Bob's located in a small Charleston locality, thankfully the only one we know of in America. While able to spread in a manner similar to normal trees, Bob seems to keep himself in his personal area, rarely spreading from it.
Not many of us have seen Bob spread.
While there have been cases of a said event happening, they have been few and far between, not lasting long before withering.
Hunting or procurement methods. Okay, guys, first off, I just want to let you all know, do not try to enter Bob or harm him. We may have guns and a strong will, but we ain't suited to fight a creature bigger than a town.
Napalm.
Yeah. Why don't you stand at the edge of Bob and just cut your way through tree by tree? I mean,
yeah.
If you had to, you know. You may think of using fire. We did this as well. Why would you do that? You swore an oath not to do anything. We did as well. Oh, I see. They thought of it. They didn't actually do it. We did as well before finding out that the trees on the forest don't burn. How'd you find that out?
Cool. All right.
They're not actually trees at all.
Shields. We got burn-resistant shields. You can't burn us.
Yeah. I'm the perfect... This is a
Mary Sue of a fucking aberration.
It's a Mary Sumac, to be honest. They're not actually trees at all, but a fucking weird gelatinous thing, I take offense to that, with scales and hair that make it look like a tree until you try to chop it, only for Bob to grab your axe and chop you!
Oh no.
The tree that chops you. I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reasonable way to keep Bob from killing folks is to maintain the accord we have agreed upon with him. No one enters and no one dies. Should you for some reason enter, pray to any god you like that he lets you talk before grabbing and turning you into dinner. Encounter record. After our first encounter with Bob, we agreed on his terms. He never attacked a person again. Yet.
The end.
That's another sign of like the Mary Sue creature is that it's, reasonable and not going to do anything to anybody. It's just sort of like, I'm here and I'm cool,
I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I can certainly see where you're coming from on this
like
one, but I think that there are definitely stories out there where you can have reasonable monsters and like anomalous objects and that kind of thing. I think if they have a bunch of power, then that kind of becomes problematic. But even then, I think you can work it here. Yeah, because there's no reason for the thing to not just like killing if it eats them. That's kind of not well explained.
So we've got some extra stuff here. Do we want to read any of it or no?
Not really.
Okay. Wow, that's a forest named Bob. DP said that it was going to be the best thing we ever read. He said it was going to redeem the entire Wayward Society in my eyes, and I would say that DP's promise fell a little short, but
it's certainly fucking better than the hipster potato.
How dare you? The hipster potato. Okay, the hipster potato is bulletproof, fireproof. It's very reasonable. You could be its friend, Come on.
The hipster potato is a Mary Sue.
This has been the Fear Fiction Podcast. Your hosts are Abysme, Dead Palette, and Slime Beast. Music by Abysme. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.
Hello, my name is Cocoa Butter Johnson, and I'm back again because I have more things to talk about. I do not have my drum with me because certain people said that it was offensive and I was culturally appropriating a culture that was not my own. So I have instead brought my keyboard with which to express myself in my anger. There's something I found on the internet that many of you may not be aware of. It's called the RPC, which I haven't done a lot of research, but it clearly stands for the Republican Party Conservatives. And I don't know about you folks, but I'm not here to let that stand. So I'm going to bring their psyops, their undercover hatred to light, and I hope you're motivated to do something. So here we go. Alpha White, your might is not right. I fight with my song. The notes have a bite. Cry white, Alpha Wolf. Alpha White Wolf. Alone in your hate, alone in your ethno-state, transparent in your lies, in your nice suits making websites to bear fruit, pills and soda to hide your agenda, Fox News the big spender, Bloomberg, Breitbart, NRA, hey, shut up! You shut up, this is art! This is real, you Disney movie chugging sheeple! Who threw a non-sustainable plastic cup?
Stop your whining! Stop your whining! Get to the cat bed. Go away. Alright, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Alright.
Okay, we need 10 minutes of silence.
Yeah, really.
10 minutes.
I know.
It's white noise.
That's every podcast we do, white noise.
Oh, that'd be dude, alt-right rap podcast.
White noise, yeah.
White noise? Yeah.
All Gas, No Brakes. There's a YouTube channel.
HMB.
And
AGNB? AGNB?
This
Yes.
is the time that I wouldn't make it into an acronym.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just fun to say, all gas, no brakes. But it's a YouTube channel. It doesn't have many videos, but they're all fucking gold. And it is basically just a guy who goes and he interviews people.
He fucks bars of gold. It's one of those, every video is fucking gold. It's like those presses, those videos where they press, what happens when we put copper in the pneumatic press? It's gonna be, what happens when I put my dick in boiling copper?
Oh, that's just Will It Press.
Oh, okay.
He just goes to different events and interviews people and says very little, definitely just gets genuine reactions, and I'll just read off a couple examples. The raid of Area 51, a Flat Earth conference, the Donald Trump Jr. Book Club, the Adult Video, AVN, Adult Video, what's the N? Shit. I don't know. That expo.
Adult Video and Unknown N-Word Expo, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the AVGN Expo.
Yeah, totally. Talladega Super Speedway, Florida Man. I don't want to say much more than that. Just go watch the videos. Doesn't matter which one, in what order. Just go watch them because it highlights the more funny parts of humanity, specifically embarrassing Americans.
So everybody go subscribe to that Skate Fast Eat Ass, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.